Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A. We go over all the latest news that happened during the week of mobile and answer your questions live. If you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below and I will answer it before the end of the show. Alright guys, so it's been a crazy week in terms of just things that have been going on with me. Luckily, I have been able to really pick up my video output, so we've had a video pretty much every day this week. That's pretty awesome. I am glad to say that. My goal was 3. I think I did get out about 4 or 5 this week, so really happy with that, and there should be more coming. I know we had a lot of case videos that were just in the pipeline, so we are going to be getting more videos. We're going to also be getting the best accessories for the S21 video. That should be coming out this week, as well as a 360 webcam and some other stuff coming down the line, including the long-awaited hidden features video. And we're going to be doing some follow-up on the S7 in the upcoming 2 weeks too. So lots of content coming, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. All right, now let's get started with the news. And the first bit of news is pretty interesting because the one thing I've said that for the longest time, since the rumors have started about that the Note could be replaced, is that the Z Fold series is not meant to replace the Note. And that's because it's not the best of the best. The Z Fold 2 had a serious downgrade in cameras when compared to the Note 21 Ultra, or Note 20 Ultra, sorry. So because of that, it wasn't ever going to kind of have the same effect for me. Yes, we know the Fold 3 is going to get the pen this year, so it will be Note-esque. But can it really surpass the Note? Well, apparently that is going to be a big thing because Ice Universe, one of the biggest leakers out there for Samsung, has said that it looks like it's going to be the most cutting edge technologies built in. Now, of course, everyone believes this will not only include the pen, but it's also going to include definitely the most important part, which is the better cameras that the Ultra series has. And really, why shouldn't you get that, especially if we're going to stay in the same price range of a $2,000 phone? You should have the best cameras in a $2,000 phone. It's pretty simple. That it's just like really something that needs to be done. So this is something that I think is interesting because if the Z Fold 3 has an S Pen, has at least a minimum of 256 gig storage, really should be going towards 512 for that kind of money in my belief. But if we have that kind of storage, if we have, 12 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of RAM, if we have that kind of speed, and if we have the best cameras that Samsung currently has right now, it really is amazing. I will upload it later, but I finally got a awesome shot of the moon, like, everyone always shows off. And it really is impressive just how good it looked from taking the shot of it. Like that is really cool. I will say that is really cool. It's a clear night. Was able to get the moon shot. So yeah, I really thought it was an awesome kind of like, wow, that is really cool that you can do that. But really, I mean, it's such a good quality boost in terms of the zoom, and that 108 megapixel camera gives you the best natural bokeh effect. It really annoys me that reviewers still did portrait mode for this phone because it's not needed. It gives you a natural bokeh effect, and I'm definitely going to be doing that in a future video because I think it was stupid that people did that, because the natural bokeh on this phone is way better than any portrait mode that any other phone has, period. So having that kind of quality on the Z Fold 3, I think would make me change my mind on the Fold series. Like, I had the Fold series, I went through it, and for me, there was just a lot that left me wanting for it. Like, I didn't feel like I had the best phone. I felt like my wife, who I gave my Note 20 to, the Note 20 Ultra 2 had, like, oh, well, babe, yours is going to have better photos and videos than mine. And it was just something that I did not like experiencing. So I really hope that when I spend this much money on a phone, that I really do get that wow factor in terms of quality. So we'll have to wait and see. Very curious to find out. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. Does this make you more interested in the Fold 3? Is there no chance of you getting a Fold 3? And again, I mean, remember, the Fold series is a lot to invest in. But I will say this, my Fold 2 would get me $1,000 through here. I'm actually working on a service right now because I might be selling my Fold 2. I saw a website that'll actually give me 1,125 for it. So I was like, man, that is really good trade-in value for a phone. So I'm gonna be looking at this website. Maybe we'll do a some kind of sponsored video or something like that. But it was something that I was really interested in because I was like, let me this Fold is literally just in a drawer, and let me see how much it'll sell for. And that was like, okay, so even though I spent basically $2,000 on this phone, it really is at least, selling for still over 1,000. Granted, that's 50% in a year's time, less than a year's time rather. But again, if you trade it in, it will give you another 1,000 towards the Fold 3. So, it's a lot to buy into, but I think once you're into it, it's at least more affordable than it's $1,000 you're spending each year if you trade in your phone. Obviously, depending if you pay it off and what kind of payment system and everything you do. But it's always like I try to always pre-order phones because that is when I feel you do get the best deals for it. And especially with Samsung, this is one that you're gonna need a good deal because the Folds are really expensive, and you need to be able to afford them. So yeah. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section. Again, are you interested at all in the Fold 3, or is this just something that, like, no, even if it has an S Pen, even if it has a lot of stuff, I want a Note? Let me know in the comment section. All right, LG, believe it or not, has been shopping around their mobile business. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. As of thus far, they have still not found a buyer. So they talked with Vin Group, which is a Vietnamese group, and Brazil as well. So yeah, they've contacted a few different ones, and as of right now, they still haven't found anything specific. So I am curious to see what will happen. I hate ads, like, they're so stupid. All right, but yeah, so it's really interesting to see how this will turn out overall. And I'm very, very curious to see, will LG get to sell their device? Like, will they get to sell this or not? Very curious to find out. And who would they sell it to? Like, who would LG sell it to? I'll tell you one thing. It would kind of be interested in what companies would be interested in it, right? Like, if you had a company like Amazon be interested in buying the phone company, that's a really interesting concept because, they made a Fire phone and it was horrible. So, like, would they buy LG, have everything they had, and just kind of give you Prime for free with that phone? That would be an interesting concept. So it's like, it would really be interesting to see what companies would be interested in buying LG. I mean, heck, even Apple. Because Apple doesn't manufacture anything themselves, and LG does make certain things for them. Like their desktop displays and MacBook displays are from Samsung and LG. So if they bought the supply chain, basically, it would be more money in their pockets at the end of the day. So it's really interesting to see what buyers could come about and which ones would be interested in LG. Another one could be, although I don't know if they could afford it, OnePlus. So OnePlus is obviously, parent company is Oppo, and their phones have been making some big deals lately. But one of the biggest things is that we're expecting the new OnePlus series to come next month, and I say next month because tomorrow's March. So with that, we're supposed to get 3 variants. The Pro variant is supposed to get a 120 hertz refresh rate, the LTPO one, so the same one that like Samsung has. You're supposed to get a 48 megapixel regular camera, 64 megapixel ultra wide, 8 megapixel 3 times optical telephoto. It's really outdated at this point. I think they should have a 5 times optical at least. But the big thing is the 48 megapixel main camera is supposed to be really good by Hasselblad. Now the thing about that is I pointed out the first time we heard rumors about this is that although they do make some amazing lenses outside of this, you have to realize the big thing about them is like they've been in this space before. They made something for Motorola and it wasn't good quality at all. So we'll have to wait and see how this goes, but that's supposed to be the Pro variant. The standard variant is going to have a 6.5 inch display. It's still 120 hertz display, 48 megapixel main camera, but not the Hasselblad. 50 megapixel ultra wide, so a little bit lower on the ultra wide, and a 2 megapixel module, which will most likely be, you know, one of those silly ones, whether it be, you know, macro or whatever nonsense they have on there. And then there's going to be a light variant, which is supposedly going to be called the OnePlus 9R. Now this one is going to have a 90 hertz display, but a Snapdragon 690. So not even the 700 series. This will be the 690 series. But if this one can do really low price point, like I'm talking about like $400 price point, it might be one to check out. Especially this one's gonna have a 5,000 milliamp battery, so that'll be really interesting to see. Very curious on your guys' thoughts. Are you guys interested at all in OnePlus phones? Are you curious? And please let me know in the comment section if you are interested in the OnePlus phones. Which one would you want to see me review? Do you just want me to go right to the Pro, or would you want to see me review the OnePlus 9R if it is in that $400 price range? Let me know in the comment section. Okay, and then we have the Galaxy S7 Lite, and as of right now, one thing is not really looking good, and I really do hope this is wrong, but it's a light variant, I understand. However, for something that is rumored to be at a 12-inch display, it looks to have only 4 gigs of RAM. And that is just, it's not great in my opinion for that. Like it really should have 8 gigs of RAM, or at least 6. It's a light variant. So 6 gigs of RAM I think is fine and I think is enough. But I think 4 gigs is really cutting it short. I understand it's a light variant. I understand they're really, I mean, the price point better be really good on this phone for it to be 4 gigs of RAM. Because although you're getting a much bigger display, it is going to be LCD. I mean, a 12-inch tablet, how much would you pay for it if it only had 4 gigs of RAM? Snapdragon 750, I think is the, yes, Snapdragon 750, great quality, no problem on that. But again, for it to be only 4 gigs of RAM, it better be 500 or under, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think on that. I am, again, a big proponent of RAM, so I do not like that for sure. All right, and then we go to the Microsoft Surface Duo 2. And there was a job listing on Microsoft's website that talked about mobile technology and integrating 5G in the latest products. So of course the Surface Duo 2 is now being rumored on it, and again it is looking like, of course, that it will have 5G. I don't think anyone cared if it had 5G or not last time around, and I don't think that's going to make that big of a difference this time around, to be honest. I think the real big thing that the Surface Duo needs to hit is obviously one, software, because they basically abandoned the Surface Duo, the original, and we're like, yeah, we're not really fixing this or improving this that much. So, yeah. Definitely it was one thing I was just like, again, I thought about buying it. It was like an insanely cheap price. I think it was like something like 700 or 800 at one point. And I was like, man, maybe I should get it at this price. It was like pretty affordable. But I didn't in the end of the day, and I was just like, okay, well, I'll wait till the next variant because yeah, the people had said it was like it basically has uh, like they did bug fixes the first month, and then they kind of just like doo, doo, doo. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, but overall, I just again, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I hated that there wasn't a camera on the outside. I hated the only camera you had was a janky 7 megapixel camera, which was, fine for like streaming and video chatting, perfectly fine for that. But I just think that we definitely would want more if you wanted to be productive. If you wanted to have a productive photo and video quality on the go as a phone replacement, this was not. This was a secondary device to take along with your phone, I think, for most people. All right. And the last thing is that I do have T-Mobile, and I switched over to them a long time ago, but now they are introducing new plans. So I just thought I'd start, and let me know if you guys want me to do this when there is a new plan allowance for T-Mobile, for AT&T or Verizon. Just kind of go over it and give you guys my thoughts on it. So basically, this is new Magenta Max, and the whole idea behind this is you get no more data caps. So that's the big thing about this, that you get no more data caps on this. And so basically, they had this before. I think it was called like Magenta Plus. So now they just changed to Max and kind of changed a little bit of the things on here. So overall, you're still going to get the unlimited talk, text, and data. This time, though, premium data, which means non-cap data. So where they slow you down. For instance, Verizon does it at 50 gigs. I believe AT&T does, I want to say it was 50 or 60 gigs. T-Mobile was at 100. Now this new Max one is completely unlimited. So they will not throttle you no matter how much data you're using. We'll see how long that lasts and if there is secretly a cap above. I mean, they could double it. I don't think most people would pass 200 gigs, but who knows? You have a 40 gig hotspot. I am kind of jealous of that because when I used to go to CES, I did use my hotspot, and that was the main time when I have 7 gigs on my plan. So basically, every time I would use the full 7 gigs up when I was at CES because hotel internet's terrible. So I am envious of the 40 gigs right there. And one kind of interesting thing is you get Netflix standard for free. So I am not on a Magenta plan, so I do not get Netflix paid for. But most of the Netflixes you get are the bottom of the barrel Netflix. So I think it's $8.99 or $7.99. This one is the standard one for free. So I think that's like $10.99 for the standard version. So it's nice. And then you get unlimited Wi-Fi at GoGo in-flight, which is I think it's partnered with like 4 or 5 airlines that use that service. Um, and then unlimited data and texting. So instead of the 2G speeds in other countries, this one you can get 2 times the speeds. Still not very fast, to be quite honest. But it depends on the country you are in. For instance, I had 3G when I was on my honeymoon. Granted, this was when they first introduced the international rates, so I think they were a little bit better quality at that time. Now they're more 2G speeds, but I was getting 3G speeds in, I remember, Spain, France, and England. I got 3G speeds all the way over there. So that was really cool, and I didn't have to pay anything. It was just included with it. So yeah, so that is everything that's different for it, and it's interesting. I mean, if you need that much data, I have still the old Simple Choice one, which was the best plan they ever had, and trust me, they probably will eventually kick everyone off of that one because it's just so good. Like, I pay under $200 for everyone in my family, and that is one, two, three, four, five, I think 7 lines, and that's over 200, and it's under, and it's 200 and something. So yeah, I mean, I'm quite happy with it. But I'm the only one that needed over the what I think 4 gigs it was at the time data cap. So yeah. All right, guys. Now that was the news. Let's get to your questions. If you have any questions you want to ask, just ask them in the comment section down below, and I will answer them before the end of the show. What up, Ricky? Hey, what's up, JAT? How you doing, sir? Phil PJ. Hey, sir. Um, AT&T keeps trying to sell me the Z Fold 2. I mean, it's definitely they need to get rid of the inventory. So there's only going to be better and better deals. I heard there's apparently a really good deal on the Z Flip right now too. The original one, like so the 4G version. Let's see. Just gonna do a buy now. And I'll do no trade in so you can see the actual price. No, I guess it's only a good deal with the trade in right now. So yeah, it's 650 with the trade in right now, depending on your trade in, of course. But that is the unlocked or the T-Mobile variant. Apparently, they are sold out of the older variant. So yeah. Oh, that's not true. AT&T has the 4G version on sale, but not the 5G version anymore. On Samsung's website, let me clarify. Ha! If you actually leave their site, they currently have a 5% off coupon that they'll give you. Like, are you sure you want to leave? They'll give you an extra 5% right now. All right. Greetings from sleepy London. It's going to be 4 a.m. there. Yawn. Wow. Are you waking up or going to sleep? Anyway, do you know of the device I can plug my HDMI TV so that I can cast from my Note 10 Plus phone or Samsung Flex laptop? Um, I mean, if you get Google TV, you can do casting to it. So that would be the main easy way to do it. If you had Samsung, if I'm guessing you mean your existing TV. So if your existing TV is not a Samsung, if it was a Samsung, you actually have a cast ability built in on it. It's called what now? Um, Smart View. So you actually have a ability to tap Smart View on your Samsung smartphones, and that will cast onto a Samsung TV. You can actually tap it and see what you can cast onto in your home currently. But that is going to be one that I think would be a really good one to check out because that is the easiest way, of course. However, if you're doing it to an older TV, Google Chromecast or the new Google TV is a really good one to go with. That you can mirror most apps to it. And you can do that if you use a Chrome browser as well. Chrome browsers allow you to mirror from your Chrome browser to a Chromecast. So you can do that as well on your computer as well. And actually, most the new Chromecast, if you get a newer version, you should be able to Chromecast your entire laptop onto it as well with screen sharing. Do all new SD cards are ready for all formats? How do I format using a reader that plugs into a Note 20 Ultra? The best thing to do if you are going to be connecting to a device is format it using that device. So the very first device you plug it into will format the SD card. Whether that be a smartphone or whether that be a computer or a PC or a Mac, will all format it differently compared to a phone. So each of those three would actually format three different versions. So whatever you plan on doing it the most to, format it with that. And then before you put anything on there, test it on all your devices to see if it works with all of them. Like if you did, I forgot what the format type is called. It starts with an N. I think it's NTSC or something like that. That format is going to be Windows based, so it will not work on a Mac. But exFAT and FAT32 will work on pretty much everything. exFAT doesn't work with some older devices, but so those are all different formats that you can format your memory card to. So just if you're gonna use it connected to a Note 20 Ultra, put it in Note 20 Ultra first, and then again try it on every other device after, and then you'll know it can work. But another thing is your Note 20 Ultra will be able to plug into. So your Note 20 could act as a card reader, right? So the memory card's in here, formatted for the Note 20 Ultra, and then you plug it into your computer, and your computer reads the Note 20 Ultra, and your Note 20 Ultra will act as a card reader. So it will basically read what's on the card to the computer, regardless of the format. And there would be no format issues in that case. Phones are getting expensive. Yes, they are. You're telling me as a YouTuber who has to buy a lot of these, and yeah, I wish I was one of these big-time YouTubers that made 6 figures on their channel just to keep up with buying all these different phones, for sure. I'm getting the Fold 3 on Black Friday. Not a bad way to go. But again, don't sleep on the launch deals, because sometimes the launch deals can even be better than the Black Friday deals, depending on how good they are. Hey Ricky, is the S20 Ultra, on the S20 Ultra, if Bluetooth is on, I can't hear the notification from the phone, just Bluetooth, just the Bluetooth. Is there a fix? I'm not sure why you wouldn't be able to hear the notification. What Bluetooth device you have connected to it? If it's your watch, that shouldn't be any issue. But if you do have it on, say, like headphones, then the notification is going to the headphones. So if you don't have the headphones on, then you're not hearing the notification. So it would depend on that, but not a solution off the top of my head. If it's like a watch, I couldn't think of anything. But if it's a headphones, the notification's still on. It's just going to your headphones and not your phone. So yeah. I want the Note 21, no FE, no high-end phone of $2,000. Come back, Note. I'm right there with you, to be honest. I want a Note. I want to close the year with the Note. The Note is the best thing every year. If you look at my top 10 every year, I've been accused for being biased as heck, but I don't care. I've loved the Note every time. It's been the phone I can hold in my hand and not feel like, man, I wish I had another phone. It's the only phone that I always have that can do that. Will the Fold 3 have an SD card slot? Probably not. I don't think they would do that just because the Fold 2 didn't. So I don't think so, but we'll have to wait and see. That might it might make me get it SD on the Fold. Again, maybe if the backlash was really big, but I don't see them doing that on the Fold, to be honest. I really don't. I think if anything, we might see the return of the SD card on the S22, but I do not see it happening on the Fold. Excuse me. Will the Fold 3 have an AMD processor and the Exynos 2200? No. Everything is pointing to no, that will happen. It will be made by that time, but they will not have it on a phone by that time. When it's supposed to launch is in July, August. That's the timeline. It's looking more like July, and that processor and graphics does not look like it would be ready for that point. Now, again, the biggest thing about this is could they ever do more than that? Well, it's kind of hard to figure that out in terms of that, right? Could they ever basically get it out there? The Fold isn't going to sell that much. Could they just get it out there, maybe announce the device and launch it later? It's a possibility. But what that is looking like it's going to go towards first, this new Exynos with an AMD graphics card is looking like it's going to be. Oh, and yeah, AMD graphics. The processor will be Exynos, and the graphics card will be AMD. But the one that looking like it's going to go to is actually a Chromebook. So I would not buy this Chromebook that Samsung's releasing, the Galaxy Chromebook 2, I think it's called. I would not buy this one. I would wait till this Chromebook comes out, because this Chromebook with an Exynos processor and an AMD graphics card could be on par, most likely way better for gaming than an M1 chip on the MacBooks right now. So that's the big promise of this partnership, that they are essentially going to do what Mac did with their computers with Chromebooks. And the reason why Chromebooks have a huge edge over MacBooks in this case is that all Android apps will then be compatible with this, because it's already made for it. So you're going to immediately have pure all Android apps, whereas iOS apps aren't really that great working on actually Mac OS. But the second thing is why they're not great working, and that is Chromebooks have touchscreens. So it is, I am so excited for this. If you guys remember, I did talk about Acer was supposed to have the first Chromebook that came out, but they either have canceled that Chromebook or they are putting it on hold. And that was the Qualcomm, I think it was the Snapdragon 7C, that was supposed to be, again, the first Chromebook with a mobile processor that's prime time. Yes, Lenovo had the Duet with a MediaTek processor, but this was supposed to, again, be okay, this is on par with a 700 series processor on a smartphone. So in terms of graphics and processing and everything, it's supposed to be really high up there for this Chromebook. This one, the Exynos 2200 with an AMD graphics card, should blow every Chromebook and every PC in the $600 price point and under easily. So that is something I'm very interested in, and that's something I'm very excited for. I don't think we're going to get it on a smartphone this year, but again, very, very something to look forward to. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just started. Everybody drink. Let's see. Where were we? Okay. Will you have an extra podcast channel like most of these YouTubers? I don't have the time, to be quite honest. I really just don't. If I was a YouTuber full time and I could make enough to where I could make a living off of YouTube, yes, I totally would. Thing is I'm not there. I'm really not. I don't make. I would need to make double of what I'm making now currently on YouTube to consider it. So I'm not there yet. I'm not. I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep going, and pray to God. Hopefully, one day I can just do YouTube, because it's the funnest thing for me, and I love talking to you guys. I love these kind of things, and I would love to. I would absolutely love to. If I, jump up in subscribers, get to 500,000 subscribers, get triple, double to triple the views I get every month. Hey, who knows? That would be awesome. But I'm going to take it day by day. I'm going to try and kind of get more videos out for you guys, get higher quality when I can, and just really do things that I can to really help out. So yeah, that's where I'm at. But as of right now, I don't have the time to. A lot of people have asked me in the past to make Mobile Weekly into a podcast. I I don't know if that would ever be worth it, but that is one thing that I have thought about, as I will already have the file and I could just convert it apparently into a podcast. I, I I do not listen to any podcast. That's the biggest thing. So I'm not a consumer of podcasts. That's why I think I've never really had like, oh, I need to start a podcast mentality. So yeah, I watch YouTube videos. I do that all the time. Like I watch and consume probably 20 YouTube videos a day myself. So I watch YouTube videos. I don't really watch podcasts. And again, if I had the time, I would. If anything, I would probably make Mobile Weekly live into a podcast first before anything else. And I've definitely thought about doing that. Definitely thought about doing that this year. And I'm thinking about doing other things. There is a current thing where I'm thinking about making my website, the YouTubeTechGuy.com, and making it into a website that basically will be to have daily deals. So daily deals, like every day, every morning, I would update it and and put the best deals on in tech. And so every day you guys could go there and do that. That is kind of one thing I'm thinking about and seeing the logistics of it. If I could do it every morning before I take, kids and work and everything else before, if I could do that every day. I'm seeing the logistics of it. I don't want to start something and then kind of fall off on that. So that is one thing that I'm working at right now. Had the 8 and the 8 Pro and the 8T. Awesome. The Pro easily. Okay, good to know. Good to know. I did not into the foldable phones, but now I think I'm open-minded to it. I will try. If I don't like it, just return it. Absolutely, and that's a great way to think. Always return it if you're not going to be a fan of it, because it needs to be worth it in order to do it. Pro was my favorite, but sold it for the Z Fold 2. Got it. One speaker, blah. Have you heard anything about TikTok draining the S21 battery? I was getting 4.5 hours of screen on time with my phone overheating on TikTok. I'll be honest, I don't put TikTok on my S21, so I've not tested that out. But I might need to put TikTok on soon. Not for this channel, but for other stuff. So I will get back to you on feedback with that if I do experience anything for it. I have had really good battery life, except when I play games. Will drain it for sure quicker. But that's the only time I really notice a good battery drainage is definitely when I'm playing video games. All right. T-Mobile doesn't really get much of a data cap, only hotspot does. Yeah, for sure. The moonshot of your S21, can you show that again? When I take a picture of the moon, I get a ball of light. I look forward to getting that photo, take them in kind of pictures. So I got the ball of light at 10 times optical. Go 30 times optical, and that's when it focuses through the light and it focuses on the moon. So that's how I did it. At 10 times optical, I got exactly what you were talking about, just a ball of light. But after that, yeah, I got the actual moon. And again, it looks like, that's a shot of a moon, right? This was the actual shot. I zoomed in a little bit so you guys can see a little bit more detail. But that's the shot of the moon. And it's just really cool. Like, this is going to, I'll probably make it like this into my wallpaper. I'm actually might go to a cabin soon, so I might do a better shot there. But, have this shot. Doesn't look too impressive, right? Until you tell someone, I took this is my wallpaper, and I took this with this phone. Like, that is more like, oh, okay, then that's a lot more impressive, right? Hey, isn't that what all the stock marketers are saying right now? To the moon. Quite literally. So yeah. Let's see. Do you have to be a new customer to get the Max plan, or can you upgrade from Magenta Plus? You can upgrade from Magenta Plus. Do you think the next Samsung watch will be good? T-Mobile is offering the Active 2 for free when adding a line. Okay, so this is something about the Active 2. I have the Active 2. It's somewhere in a drawer. Um, they say I'm actually upgrading to the new Galaxy Watch 3. So I'm upgrading to it. It went on a killer deal over the past weeks and it sold out. Like I ordered this at the beginning of February and I still haven't got it yet. I'm supposed to get it tomorrow. But it was on a killer deal and the trade-in value for the Galaxy Watch is better than the Galaxy Watch Active. So I think they're getting rid of the Active line, possibly because that's going to be the next watch. Maybe the next watch will be the Active 3 or maybe the Active. It's one or the other. I don't know which one. I don't know if the Active sold well or if the Active didn't sell well. But the Active 2 is being treated like, okay, let's get this out of here. And the trade-in value is very poor for the Active 2, which means they have too many and they're trying to get rid of them. So that either means one of two things. Either the Active 2 didn't sell that well and they have too much inventory that they need to get rid of, or the Active, but yeah, they definitely have too much inventory. Because again, I got more of a trade-in on a 3-year-old watch, which is the Galaxy Watch, than a 1-year-old watch, or I guess 2 years now, if we're in 2021, on the Watch Active 2. So it's really interesting. It's either, again, it didn't sell well, or the Watch 2 was basically just, they're going to come out with the Watch Active 3 and they're trying to get the Watch 2 out. But I think it didn't sell well because of the low trade-in value that they have for it. So yeah, I think is it a good watch? I think it was fine. I think the battery life wasn't ideal for me in comparison to the Galaxy Watch. But that's just one thing that I was really used to amazing battery life with the Galaxy Watch. And I'm getting the Galaxy Watch 3 just because I do like the heart monitoring things. And as you know, I had a death recently in the family and it just kind of makes you think more in that mindset, like, okay, maybe I should be monitoring this. Maybe I should be doing that. Maybe I should be losing weight. Lost 5 pounds over this past 2 weeks. So it's just like, you gotta have that mentality sometime. Let's see. How many Infinity Stones, Dragon Balls, and Genie Lamps will it take to achieve 51st Day Questions Ultra Instinct Edition? Oh man, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Ultra Instinct Edition, that is Matrix level technology. Because think about it. For it to be Ultra Instinct, right, you need to basically plug in to 51st Day Questions so that you can ask your significant other a question and they instantly are able to answer it back. Whole nother level of technology. We're just not there yet. But that being said, of course, I will do my shameless plug of the week for 51st Date Questions. 51st Date Questions is an app that I created. It's in the description, linked in the description. Basically, it's a great game to play with your significant other or on a first date. Great icebreaker, great time, and just a really great way to spend time together. 51st Date Questions. Get it in the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Links are in the description down below. All right, thank you as always, Quiet Storm, for the shameless plug. Good evening, Ricky. Outstanding work as usual. Thank you very much. Will you review the new OnePlus 9 series? I'm currently running a OnePlus 8 Pro on the Pixel experience. Awesome. And it's a Pixel, and it's the Pixel I needed and never came out. I was talking about that earlier. I was seeing if I would get the OnePlus series phone, which one would you guys want me to get? And most people said that they want the Pro. So again, I'll see what kind of trade-ins they have. I'll see, what's right to buy. If it's the only phone coming out at that time, it kind of makes my life a lot easier because then it's like, okay, yeah, it makes sense to get this phone. It's the only phone coming out right now. Let's review the content. Let's get it out there. But if what happened last year was the OnePlus came out around the same time that the Samsung did, and I just had no time for it. Because I had the Flip and the S20 last year. So it was something that, okay, we'll see how it turns out this time and if it's going to be worth getting. Let's see. Where do you... Oh. I know last week the big topic was edge lighting. If anyone still wants to know notifications on brief on the click, yeah. So that was a topic that people had mentioned to me, and I think it's definitely a hidden feature because it's for sure hidden. So yeah, if you want to check out basically the new type of edge lighting, you have to go to notifications and click brief, and then brief pop-ups and edge lighting style. And here's where you can choose all the different kind of edge lighting you can get, and lots of different styles. You can get hearts, fireworks, clovers, and blue moons. All that kind of stuff. So yeah, all these kind of things you can get for sure. Let's see. Cheers. We'll be going to bed after you come off the air. Thank you. Stayed up for you. Wow. Thank you so much. My TV is non-Samsung, so Chromecast would be better than Google TV forecasting solution on a laptop. Oh, the new Google TV is a Chromecast still. It's still called a Chromecast. It's called Google TV also. So yes, the new Google TV would be the best of both worlds basically. So you could mirror it to there. If you go onto the Home app, so if you go to the Google Home app, which looks like this little house right here, right? If you go to that, you are actually able to mirror your whole screen in that case. So I don't want to take over one of my family's TVs, but if I did, if I wanted to, I could. I'm on 5G right now because I don't like to take up the. But if I'm connected to the same Wi-Fi, I could literally take over my Google TV downstairs with that, and it will take up the whole screen on the Google Home app. So you can do that as well. So those are the different ways to take over it. So Google TV is actually the best way for sure. Good catch. So up late times. Have you seen Android 12 beta yet? I have not checked it out actually. I wait till we get to, not so much the alpha testing, but more of the beta testing. So yeah, once it's ready, which will most likely be April or the end of March, for like a real good beta, that's when I'm gonna check it out, and I'll upgrade my Pixel 5 to it. So yeah, that'll be what I'll check out. But so far, interesting, but not like, oh my god, I need this. What was the wireless charger backup video on? Can you tell me to make it stand in the world, make it 100% better? Wait, can you tell me to make it as a stand? So I can't tell you to make it as a stand, but yeah, it was the SanDisk iExpand wireless charger, right? So this one right here, and it's really so convenient. Like I told my wife about it, and I always kind of use my wife as a gauge to see like, okay, would the average consumer really see this as useful or kind of good? And yeah, she liked the idea of it, right? The first thing she asked is a really important one that I didn't address in the video, which is funny because maybe I should have talked to her first. It doesn't compress your photos or videos either. It keeps them at the same quality. So that's really important because, of course, with any online storage, you are going to compress your photos or videos. With Google Photos, you do that. With every kind of online storage, you do that. With this, you're not compressing it. It keeps it at the 100% regular quality. Now, I understand, I'm not saying that it's cheap, right? This is $200. It currently is on sale for Amazon for $170 for the 256 gig version. Now, keep in mind that that's about $100 more than a 256 gig memory card would be. Probably actually even more than that, probably about 100 and not double, but not triple, I'm saying, but more than double, right? Normal price. On sale, it can even be cheaper. But it is also a wireless charger. It does also work with all of your devices, right? So if you have multiple phones that use this app, all of them will back up to it, including, like I said, my wife. So like I'm gonna have her have the app on her phone too, so she can connect to it, and all of her photos and all of my photos will be on there. That way, all of our kids' photos and videos are stored in one spot, and we don't have to. It's literally set it and forget it, right? Kind of concept. So I really do like the fact that you can actually kind of forget about it. Like you don't have to worry if your photos and videos are backed up, because they are. And that is one thing I loved about Google Photos. I just knew as soon as I got in Wi-Fi, it would start backing everything up. So having that, but in a physical version, it's kind of even nicer in a sense, because I don't have to worry about anything else. But it's just one thing that I do like the concept of it for sure. Is it expensive? Yes, it's a premium product that's newer technology. So will it go down in price over time? Absolutely. But yeah, if you want to run a free one, go sign up for the giveaway. The giveaway is for 2 weeks, so sign up for that giveaway now and get a chance to get a free one. So that's the best thing I can help you out with that. Okay. Hey, Ricky, did you hear Home Up in Good Luck app Task Manager now? Yes, it was a big thing on Twitter if you had saw my feed. Um, it's funny, by the way, thank you guys that actually pointed it out, because on Twitter we were first. I know all the other Samsung YouTubers. We were actually first to discover that, thanks to your guys' help. So thank you guys so much that we actually posted that on Twitter first before anyone else. And that just was kind of cool. I was like, because I know the other guys, they work so hard on their videos. Every time a Samsung thing is released, they're full time on this, so they're at it right away every time something drops, and they're really good at it. Jimmy and Tech with Brett, both of them are awesome at this, at catching those kind of things. We were first, so that was kind of cool. But yes, that it is something that I have had. I want more of them, but it is something that I do have on my phone now. Just so much better than that stupid one screen iOS crap. I took the moonshot yesterday in front of family who all had iPhone users. They were all impressed. JKLD, you touch me, man. Just tear. Thank you. Galaxy Watch 3 is awesome. You'll love it. My best friend has it. He loves it. So yeah, I can't wait to finally. I know a lot of people like it for sure. I've seen Galaxy Watch active all over Kenosha. It's ridiculous. Interesting. Cool. Galaxy Watch 3, $150 off at Best Buy. It got another 10% and love it. Nice. People are surprised when they find out it's a smartwatch. And that's the really clean part, right? When like they don't know it's a smartwatch, it's always a really good tell of a good watch. I thought the Active 2 and the Watch 3 are the same software as far as sensors. From what I know, the Watch 3 got approved for the EKG. I think it's EKG or ECG. I always forget which one it is. A lot sooner than the other one. So the Watch Active 2 I think got finally installed in it, but like it wasn't. I don't know, something about the accuracy was not approved for a long time, whereas the Watch 3 came approved, so it was a lot better off for that reason. So I don't know if the sensors were different or just the software was different and then the software updated on the Active 2, but yeah, that's what I know. Hey, Fillmore James, thank you so much for your super chat donation. I know you said hi. If you have any questions, please make sure to ask it in the comment section so I can answer any question you have. Thank you so much for the super chat. I just flashed UI 1.3 on my Fold 2. What's really new? I don't. I like I said, I am probably going to sell my Fold 2 just because, again, for 1,000, like 125, like it's a good price point. So I'm probably gonna sell mine for it, and yeah, I will say that I'll be happy with that to sell it. I'm gonna check out what the latest UI update is though. I think mine only updated to UI 3.0 a week ago, so when I first turned it on after a while. So I'll check if there is a one UI 3.1. I don't know what the updates were, But the UI 3.0 was a big software tweak looking update, and of course it killed Task Manager until now. Then it was now it should be able to get back on there no problem. I nabbed the Galaxy Buds Live for $60 on Slick Deals. Nice, that's a really good deal for those. Galaxy Buds Live are great. I'm very lucky to have all the different headphones right now. Definitely, the Galaxy Buds Live. I will say the only thing I know two people that it didn't fit their ears right. They were kind of like the original AirPods for that. Like it either fit your ear or didn't. It fit mine perfectly. But I know some people didn't have perfect fitting with their ears, so I think that was the only bad thing I could say about them, really. Something's wrong with your login button, with your Facebook login on your app, bro. It says feature login unavailable for this app. Got it. Thank you for letting me know. I will check that out. Also, for some reason, 51st Day Questions does not show up on my Galaxy home screen. Well, that's a big problem. I mean, you definitely need to bring that to your home screen, and it needs to be there and live there. And that way, anytime someone asks you, what is that? 51st Day Question, you put them up on knowledge. You let them know. Samsung recently updated the Galaxy Watch Active 2. Has ECG, beep, blood pressure monitoring, and cuff device for calibration. Really cool. Okay. So they did upgrade it to it. So it may be just a software that took a little longer to update to be the same. What do you think of Samsung can do to improve an already great S21 Ultra for next year? One, director's view needs to be 60 frames per second. It's 30 frames on all of them, so it's really, I just want 60 frames. So that's one big thing that I can immediately say that I want to see different. I want to see a wider angle camera than what we currently have, and also just better quality on the wide angle camera. I think, okay, Samsung, you've upgraded the main camera last year. You upgraded the telephoto really this year because last year's was halfway point. Next year, let's upgrade the wide angle camera. Let's really upgrade that quality on the wide angle camera. Those are the things off the top of my head that I would say that I would be really interested in seeing. RICKY, the Android guy. Haha. Yes, I still do remember that. Samsung has also updated Samsung Flow with Smart View screen to get the most out of the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. More cool feature. Oh, the new screen sharing thing is something that I will be highlighting this week. So definitely wait to check out that video. It's something that I know iOS had for a long time, but I'm so happy to get it. My tablet is a second screen for my laptop now, and it's awesome. I just so happened to see an update for Good Lock. Updating looks like a list of updates. Absolutely nobody posted on about Twitter. I never post. I just want a titanium Galaxy Watch 3, no LTE. LTE is a must for me nowadays. Got it. Yeah, my friend was gonna get the titanium, then the price difference was so much. I wanted a cheap update, so I didn't get it, but it does look good. My Z Fold 2 shipped yesterday. I just used to have one. I froze in water, 24 hours YouTube video. I wanted a new one. Wow. Sorry to hear that, man, about that. So the new task manager on Good Lock, to find it, you have to do this. So you go to Good Lock, kind of show you live here, and you go to Home Up. So it's no longer on this screen. Yet you have to go to Home Up. And then from here, I'm going to update because... Sorry, I got to put it back on my Wi-Fi. My 5G is unfortunately atrocious at home. So it's going to do its update. Okay, now we got it. Okay, so we're going to go back to good luck, go to home up, and then when we swipe all the way down, there is our task changer. So that's where you can see it can do grid, it can do list, and it can do stack. Currently, grid is my favorite. I want the one that has more, but that's the thing. And then what are the other things you can do? You can hide the search bar if you no longer want a search bar there, and you can hide the app label too. I like the. Actually, no, wait. Oh, the app label at the bottom. So yeah, you can kind of play around with it as much as you want, but that's it. It's a little bit more limited than it used to be because it has new things, but I want more taskability changing. I'm excited to receive my S21 Ultra tomorrow. Congratulations! I can definitely check out our videos to how to improve battery life and make it faster, and how to improve the camera quality. Will Samsung be releasing a Tab S8 this year? If they do, it'll be towards the end of the year. They're going to be releasing the Lite before summer, and then we'll see about the Tab S8 itself. If they do, the rumor was that it's going to be very minimal updates. It's going to mainly be 5G. That's the biggest thing, and just have the newest Snapdragon 888. Oh, you purposely frozen in water. I did it to grow your YouTube channel. Hey, man, remember, unbox therapy. How he got big was bending that iPhone. That's how he got big. So you never know what crazy thing can work. Hey, Ricky, I've been a part of the channel for a long time, and you actually mentioned hidden tips and tricks video on the S8. Oh, mentioned you on the. You got it. Yeah. I truly appreciate that, and also sent the tweet for home up. Thank you. I do appreciate that, and yeah, I'll try to mention you on the hidden features video when I get to that as well. I still got the Tab S6. No reason to upgrade. It's a great tablet. It really is. I got that one for my wife actually, who wanted a tablet, so it's an awesome one for sure. What do you think about the A31? I hope to buy it in my next budget device. I don't know about the Galaxy A31 off the top of my head. Let me see. Okay. So, clicking the first version of it that I see on Amazon, it's priced at $233. 48 megapixel, 8 megapixel, 5 and 5. This is the international version, so if you do have a US variant, it obviously could be different. 4 gigs of RAM. I'm not that big of a fan of that, to be quite honest. 5,000 milliamp battery, awesome. So yeah, the first thing I would say is that RAM, you can get more for that kind of price point. So that's the main thing I would look for. I would look for a version that might be close to this, that would give you more RAM at this similar price point. I know another brand would definitely, but I don't know if a Samsung phone around this price point would. Samsung Galaxy A. So let's see if this one has it. Nope, A51 is also 4 gigs of RAM. I would have to do some more digging, but I would just look to see if there is a Samsung phone around this price point that would give you 6 gigs of RAM, and I think it's going to be That way you'll be much happier for a longer period of time. But yeah, I don't see one till like around the 350 price range, off the top of just looking for a few minutes. So yeah. All right. Let's see. The Pixel Fold is the most excited because the Galaxy Fold now, the Galaxy Fold can't go back. I would be interested to see what Google does with the Pixel. Um, got it. So it would be the M31. Let me see what the M31 is. I would be curious to see what the Pixel does, but I have a hard time believing Google is going to do a Pixel Fold, even though I know it's rumored right now, just because they're not doing a device like that. So I'm just very curious about that. But yeah. So yeah, the M31 has 6 gigs of RAM, and I just find that much better. Has a little bit less storage, 64 gigs. Or sorry, is it 64 gigs of storage? Yeah, so it has 64 gigs of storage, 6,000 milliamp though, so even bigger battery. So yeah, I would personally get this one over the other one for sure. Oh, if it does have a 128 gig version, then definitely that's perfect. All right, guys, we will call that a show. Thank you for always for tuning in and watching. I definitely appreciate it, and I promise to get some fun videos out for you this week. Make sure to check them out, and make sure before you head out to please hit that like button. It really does help me out. And if you know anyone that has the S21, make sure they've seen my videos on it. Thank you as always so much for watching, guys. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells me.